Content just crap nowadays. Piercing the lips with tats on their face. Cross on foreheads with a push gaze. Marley's kills more brain cells. Street doors revolve, makes them stay in cells. No service hours, you're doing dead time in a cellar with a fellow with parking fines. What's the world coming to? Not to an end, but an end for those that can't comprehend. Those that can't think or use faculties with no nationality will be casualties. King Alfred planned victims take here like the Jews under Hitler but vapor. No ashes culling the masses. No truth, no wake, no funeral, no casket. These cops with masks, right here tell 84 prophecy of George Orwell. We're living on an animal farm, can't you see it's blatant? Zombies are doctor's patients. True shot takers high off a vaccine. So high thinking liquor is Listerine. Then doing dumb shit, minds that walk like wetwood. No cars around but they rep hoods. Rep big gas but babies get clapped. Not the one sinning, giving back claps. Not reconstruction, changing maps. Or fake governments imposing acts. Or the ones selling horse meat and snacks. In black, it's only darkness, light lack. Third eye blind, sight lack. Watch it crash when the empire strikes back.
What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hills that we are serving ourselves. What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hills that we are serving ourselves.
Eternal inflation, the cause of mind devastation. Hear what I'm saying? The problem is based in creating life imitation. Only for those that overstand. Let us observe the ancients of Egypt. Walk lightly, going forward with this book. Symmetry declares I'm O2 in air. ET's position, 3 triangles there. Workers gave ears, all good already there. A kind man of understanding is what I share. But I and she speak true from what he teach. Frequency and range, blast out and out key. I left the block physical and now telepathy. On wisdom, life a game of chess till we free. Life is essence, calculate with care. What's wrong with this world? Survive it if you dare.
What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hills that we are serving ourselves. What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hills that we are serving ourselves.
Minds lost or gone, don't know where it is. Used to act like animals from being called kids. Guns to the town, said they shooting off lids. So with heavy metal more louder than skid row. Jeans and pants tight with swag like Cisco. Love Punani bad, but where dicks go. Get them signed to labels that extort. Innocence from those innocents and bought used and abused. Rap game is church. Executive play with balls like Nerf. Simulating bass chakras, hot like the turf. Soul selling out, not knowing what it's worth. Rich rappers pass, they clutching they purse. Youth last thought nowadays in a hearse. Think life's a movie, this ain't Skyfall. Faces were bad, now they tattoo eyeballs. Everybody's piercing, strain of faces. Unconscious more, stop claiming races. Claim a place, don't claim a state. Those are plantations, no frame or base. Disgrace, I wonder why we are disgraced. Asking why am I part of this race? That I never win, seems we never won. We fight each other, using their guns. But when they fight, they're using our sons. In wars, never near, always far once. We'll learn, just need to get scarred once. From ear to chin, stay out the bin. Stay off the corner, learn the hard way. Real killers don't cross over like Hardaway. Stay off the corner, learn the hard way. Real killers don't cross over like Hardaway.
What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hills that we are serving ourselves. What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hills that we are serving ourselves. What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the
What's wrong with this world? What's wrong with this world? We're tripping. Islam taught the Moors peace and love. It's had another installment. You know, we got sending stuff all the time. What do you think about this? So we wanted to go over something. Freedman citizenship suit against Oklahoma tribe rejected. So everybody's trying to be free right now. Everybody's trying to find their genealogy and all this stuff. Everybody wants to know who they are. Who am I? Now they're freedmen. Now they're freedmen. Now they got to make sure they're on some roll. Now they have some treaty with the European that says they're supposed to do whatever. Tell you something. If you don't have a nationality, Don't talk. It's just that simple. You don't have a nationality, don't talk. Because what you say doesn't count. Because you don't have a nationality. Right? What did they tell all these stateless people? What did they tell all these stateless people? And they got mad, talking about judges racist. The judge is racist against us. No, he's not racist. You're stateless. That's the problem. You're stateless. That's why they're racist. African Americans had, for more than a century before, been regarded as being of an inferior order and altogether unfit to associate with the white race, either in social or political relations, and so far inferior that they had no rights which the white man was bound to respect, and that the Negro might justly and lawfully be reduced to slavery for his benefit. He was bought and sold and treated as an ordinary article of merchandise and traffic whenever a profit could be made by it. Now, our people think that when they talk about Negro and African Americans, that they're only talking about Negro, black, colored people only. Oh no, they're talking about you people playing Aboriginal and Indigenous too. Because if you didn't know, Indian synonymous for Negro, if you didn't know. So those are the same people. Those are the two same stateless people. One calls themselves Indians and bands and Cherokees and whatever. And then the other ones call themselves Negro, black, colored, African, whatever. All of them are the same people, Moors. But they don't want to be Moors. They want to be freedmen. All right. Freedmen is what they say they want to be. You want to be freedmen, right? All right, cool. Freedmen, manumitted slave. Freedman. The older word is freeman. So all the Indian whoever's are going to tell you freedman citizenship. They're freedmen. They're not under slavery. They went from this state to this state that's free, so they're freedmen. All right. We're going with you that you're freedmen. A freedman is a manumitted slave. So you're not free. You're still a slave. You're just manumitted. This doesn't mean anything. Now we look up freeman, like Morgan Freeman. Freeman is a free-born man, not a manumitted slave. So forget Moors and black and all these different groups or whatever. Which one? You want to be a free man or a freedman? Those are your options. Free men are born free. That's why Noble Drew Ali told Moors that we're descendants of Moroccans born in America. Us being born in America and America being Morocco, that means we have supreme jurisdiction here. Because we're born free men, which includes women. And the freedmen are the people who were using the black door and the colored door. Those are the freedmen. A lawsuit from the descendants of black slaves who were once owned by members of the Muskogee Creek Nation and who are seeking citizenship in the tribe has been dismissed, with a federal judge ruling that they should go through the tribe's own legal process first. Some black guys went to go try be Indians. They were denied being Indians because they're descendants of black slaves. And if you're a black slave, that means you're in the jurisdiction. So why would somebody bring you into theirs? You're a slave. You're already property. What are we doing with you in our nation? They got mad. They said, nah, forget this. We're going to court because we're freedmen. We're freedmen. So we should be able to be part of your tribe. Because everybody knows that Negroes are Indians and Indians are Negroes. All these people are the same people. Everybody knows this. They're the same people. There's no difference. Whether they came over in a slave ship, whether they've been in this land, all of them look the same. You know them from a modern European. Easy. They sue, and the federal judge tells them, no, we're not hearing your case. You have to go through the channels of the Muskogee Creek Nation legal process first, and then you come to us. Why they do that? Because these people are the same people, and they don't have a right to tell them they're not part of the Creek Nation and all that. You don't got jurisdiction over people's birthright to say they could be it or can't be it. But you can do that with created jurisdictions. You could do that with assuming jurisdictions. As soon as somebody starts assuming, know that they're assuming for their betterment. Because you're not going to know the truth and assume. Doesn't even make sense. Why would you assume if you know the truth? Why wouldn't you just ride with what the truth is? Unless you have some type of motives and you're playing some type of game. Which we know, anybody who's saying they're anything but Moors, you're playing games. We know you're playing games. It's just waking up our people to the fact that these people are playing games with you. You think they're in your best interest? They're not. They're playing games with you. Because you can't be a Creek Nation. Why? Why can't you be a Creek Nation? A creek is a narrow inlet in a coastline. You're a narrow inlet of a coastline tribe? Well, that's what you are. You're that, but you're not Moors. You're named after Old Norse Cricky, which means corner, nook. You're that, but you're not Moors. An inlet or short arm of a river nation, you're going to be that. Happily. Go to court to be part of that and all that stuff. But just to claim that you're Moors freely, nobody can charge you and regulate you or whatever, you don't want that. You want to be freedmen. Okay. We get it. That's why our people suffer. Because they choose it. They volunteer. It's not some white race doing something to them or whatever. They volunteer. Because they want to play the game. Doesn't matter what we call ourselves. All right. Doesn't matter then. No tribe for you. And then remember, keep in that mind, Judge knows what he's doing. Because for him to rule from the bench, for him to rule that you need to go through the Creek legal process, he's letting them know they're Creek. He's letting them know you're actually in the jurisdiction that you're coming to me complaining about. Why are you complaining to me? I'm a modern European. I don't have anything to do with Creek stuff and all that stuff. They got treaties. So they got their little treaty. 1866, which is pretty late as far as the founding of the United States or whatever. There's already a treaty that these people should be holding these Europeans to. Oh, but they don't want to be Moroccans and all that stuff. They want to be Creek nation guys. And then when Creeks come up and say, yeah, I'm Creek, I want to join. No, you can't join because you're not really Creek. You look like a black guy. I'm black, but I'm indigenous to this land. No, I don't think you're Creek. How could I not be Creek? You're black, I'm black, we're indigenous to... Article 2. The Creeks hereby covenant and agree that henceforth neither slavery nor involuntary servitude otherwise than in the punishment of crimes whereof the parties shall have been duly convicted in accordance with the laws applicable to all members of the said tribe. Does this sound familiar? Is this their treaty, or did they copy somebody else's stuff, claiming that they got some authority? And if they know enough to copy this much of somebody else's stuff, why not just follow somebody else's stuff? Why are you making up your own stuff? And then making up fake treaties with these Europeans, which gives them jurisdiction. And then to complain, you're trying to go to these same Europeans who these same Creeks who are traders made a treaty with some Europeans instead of holding them to the treaty of 1700s to keep these people at the eastern seaboard. As soon as they come sneaking around through the thing and they come up in the creek or whatever, like, hey, what are you doing around here? Oh, hi, hey, I'm John, I'm just looking around, you know what I mean? We got shipwrecked over there. And oh, come on. I'll introduce you to the chief and all that stuff. All the sisters running around, you know what I mean? Topless and all that. These people going nuts. Thousands of years, women were topless. All of a sudden, some Europeans come in here now. Got bras and coconut stuff over the stuff and all that. Why would they not just hold these Europeans to the Treaty of Peace and Friendship with Morocco? If they know enough to sit down with these Europeans, have a meeting and make a treaty, they have to know that there's no way that these Indians or whatever who are in the back in the bushes weren't seeing Moors passing by, walking by, riding by, flying by or whatever, and knowing, hey, who are those guys over there? I never seen them around here before. They ain't gonna do no treaties with them. How come? Because they wouldn't dare. They know where they're at. They know who built all the buildings around here. They know who built all the buildings. All they do is grass stuff and mud stuff. They don't know anything about building. And any of these nations of whatever that claim to be Aboriginal and Indigenous to this side, none of them claim the buildings here. None of them claim we built the buildings. Stuff that's been here forever, we built everything. They never claim it. All they claim is the land is theirs. So, okay, so who built all the stuff on this land that's yours? You didn't? If you didn't, then how is this your land? How is this the Indian people's land? The tribal Native American is their land, but none of the buildings here were built by them. Yeah, right. All right. Please stop letting these people play games with you. Everybody's copycat off the Moors. Everybody. Europeans, Indian guys, Arabs over there, Africans, whoever. Everybody wants to get a little piece of what the Moors brought to civilization. Use it over here, not say who the Moors are, and then want to know why the world's confused and messed up. We're telling you, at the point of Europeans being in this land, called the Americas, talking about they're setting up some United States, whatever, and then all these Indians who are here are going to be making arrangements with these people called United States. They were fleeing from Europe because of the Moors. They were fleeing. That's why they came here. In the 1700s, setting up stuff. Virginia and the 13, all that stuff right there. Pyramids and owls and webs on the dollar bill and all that type of stuff. All that. Washington, D.C. buildings and all that stuff. All of that was because they were fleeing Europe. I'm not talking about the 1492 people who just stumbled on here because they found some maps from the Moors who they had in the Inquisition. I'm talking about those ones. We're talking about the later ones who were more refined. Who knew. As soon as they found the maps, they knew doctrine of discovery. Anywhere we go, under the church, we could claim this. Not in Morocco, you can't. Not in Morocco, you can't. Now you could be admitted colonizer. Yeah, we'll go with that. You're an admitted colonizer. But Europeans don't have jurisdiction in America. So how dare these Indians or whatever make treaties with them that when we check to date, the people have been violating all these treaties that they made with them. So what? Do you learn? Just like they didn't learn. Just like when Django went on the slave plantation and killed the two masters. Killed them on the plantation. Murdered, cold blood. Negroes sitting there watching. Oh my gosh, can't believe he did that to Uncle Billy Bob and Jeff Dred. You can't believe. You didn't realize that was the point, everybody to jump on the last guy and beat his ass, take the building over, and everything's good? You didn't realize that. Man sat there, looked at a man running across the field, shot him. Oh, and then Django get out the cage or whatever, leave the cage open, and they're sitting there waiting for something. Those are the freedmen, the manumitted slaves, that even though they're free, they do nothing. They sit there. They're free. Cage is open. You could get out of slavery right now. Nah, I don't know about that. If they open some of these cages right here with these people in them, these people run out here, see how messed up it is out here, and go right back in there and talk about, no, I'm good in here. I didn't know there was robots out there and shit like that. I thought stuff was how it was in 1980. No, it's not. They go right back there. People love hard learning. That's why our people like it. They don't like easy learning. They love hard learning. They love hard learning. In 1979, the department approved a law in the tribe's constitution that restricts citizenship eligibility to those with proof of Creek lineage. So they're letting you know that that's a private jurisdiction. That's a band. That's not a tribe. That's not a nation. That's a band. That's a band of Indians called Creeks. They're over there in the bushes. They have nothing to do with anybody. They're just here. You know what I mean? Just like we said. You're going to have the Moors riding by, walking by, flying by, talking, having conversations, you know what I mean? Going wherever they're going. And then the guy's going to pop out the bushes. Oh yeah, those are the, you know what I mean? The indigenous people, and you know, we don't bother them. They don't bother us. Sometimes they run up, give us fruits and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Ain't no big deal. European comes by, oh no, they want to do treaties. What? How come you didn't do treaties with the other people who just passed? What's going on here? You're running up to give us fruit, but you're taking some syphilis blankets from them. Thought being that you live by the creek and then you were the creek people and stuff like that, you guys have the best salmon burger. You tell me some European brought some burgers, you talk about, yeah. Eat some fish from Europe burgers. These people don't even have no ice on the boat coming over here and all that stuff, talking about fish burgers from Europeans that they brought from Europe. And your fish right there, you're not even concerned. Either people had mental problems or they were severely under mind control when these Europeans came here. I don't know how they did it. But some Europeans could tell some Manute Bull, Shaquille O'Neal guys, hey, get on the ground, put these chains on, whatever, we're going to take 8 million of you across and nobody fight. I'm not looking at Europeans as a problem. They're not the problem. The 20 Shaquille O'Neals who just put their hand behind their back or whatever like that and let slave master rape them instead of squashing his head like a grape or whatever because of some 5 lashes you're going to get. This guy's going to beat me with dental floss. I'm scared. You're Shaq. What are you talking about? Some European is whipping you and you're oh no. My name's Toby now. I'm not going to say Kunta Kente. What are you talking about? What do you mean? You just sit there and let them rape you just like that? You didn't throw one elbow? You didn't get one good one in? Nothing? That's mind control. That's mind control. There's Animal Kingdom, Aqua Kingdom, none of them under mind control like that. That they're just gonna take abuse. A goldfish is gonna fight you back. You try to catch him in the stuff to flush him or whatever. Goldfish run from nets. They know what a net is. They know what's happening. They seen it happen to all the other guys with a. Not every little thing swimming is a frog. They know this. You think they're not fighting because the hook's in their mouth? They're fighting because the hook's in their mouth. Hook's in their mouth, just pull me out. Nice and easy. Yeah, right. They said that they're going to at least do something. They didn't sit there and do nothing. Expect stuff to go away. know that it's all about nationality and birthrights. Don't let anybody play these tribal, Indian, autochthonous, Aboriginal, Indigenous. We're some tribal nation of whatever like that. They got powwows and they got feathers and all that. And there's some rolls of genealogy of ancient foremothers saying that we're Indians. Stop lying. Indian came about 1400s, late 1400s over here. Nobody calling anybody Indian over here before Europeans came here. But everybody knows India is a British company. People can't be companies. Persons can. People can't. These people played you from top to bottom. They played you. From top to bottom, they played you. What is this thing like? Everybody knows. No secrets going on around there. Everybody knows. Remember, everybody knows. I think they don't know. They know exactly what the hell's going on. All the whoever's know.
Brothers from Moore Science Temple, led here today by Brother Fuquay Bay. Thank you all. They were there to help pack it at the Mathis Community Center where we had the donations coming. They were there to help unload it, them along with the Nation of Islam members. And we appreciate their help. And they also have a strong presence in the prison system because one of their goals is to strengthen black men while they're behind bars, to turn from crime and to come home and serve their community and strengthen their community. So that's the type of...
That's what Jeff Fort was doing. That's what Jeff Fort was doing. That's what Moors are doing right now. When we some applauding stuff as if they did something major, like they did something. They didn't do nothing. Our job is uplifting fallen humanity. That's our job, to do that. Our job is to uplift fallen humanity as Moors. Because if everybody was uplifted, there would be no need for Moors. Moors are here because people need to be uplifted. Moors are here to uplift the people. And to uplift them is to uplift them is to teach them about their nationality and their birthrights, that they're not Negro, black, colored, or Ethiopian. That's what uplifting fallen humanity is. So, for judgy guy, who we already know this is a reality TV show or whatever like that. So, you know all this is acting. It's not real. How's Judge Mathis have a show? Oh, sorry. How's Judge Mathis have a court? And then some other show court came on there and they're making a mockery of, oh yeah, that judge is really the judge. She taught me everything that I know and all this type of stuff. That's not real. He was a judge. What he's doing now, that's not real. And if these people know these people, if these people know them like that, if they know them like that, We're watching them funny. Because all I hear is Fat Al talk about Skinny Al, talk about black stuff. Judgy guy came out talking about black stuff. Nation of Islam, they come out talking about black stuff. Oh yeah, Moorish unity because the Nation of Islam and the Moorish Science Temple of America give out some water, that's unity. No, that's not unity, because Nation of Islam is not a nation. How's that unity? Those are a bunch of freedmen talking about, yeah, we're in unity with the freemen. And the freemen are going with it as if colonists doesn't have jurisdiction now. Because Nation of Islam is the property holder for the state or whatever jurisdiction that it's registered in. And the property are all the members. Who they don't even know who they are. They're calling themselves X. They're admitting that they don't know who they are. Oh yeah, we call ourselves X because we don't know who we are. But people are Bays and L's or whatever in the leadership. And then they're not telling. Which makes that thing a fraud. Because all the Nation of Islam know that we're Moors. People are L's and Bays up there. But they're not telling people that they're Moors. They're still saying black. When they themselves have a nationality. They themselves went and connected with Moorish Science Temple of America to know what this is about. They rather be unknown people. They rather be X than have a free national name and be a free man like the Moors. Now these Moors playing reality TV games, going on people's court and going on Judge Mathis and all this stuff. That's a fiction. Them being on there means absolutely nothing. It's a fiction. If they did so much good or whatever like that, how come all these new news broadcasters or whoever's don't push mics in their face? You give them some real put the word out. You're doing such good work. Why are you going on a mockery show to talk about the good work that you did? That's a contradiction. That's a contradiction. And like we say all the time, start walking into a wall of hypocrisy and you don't move around or over or through or under the wall of hypocrisy, then it's not the wall's problem. It's not the wall's fault. Somebody else got stuff they better start checking. Because you could play this, it doesn't matter what we call ourselves, whatever, until these people kick the door in and start talking about you're taking this because your name is whatever on this license and all these bills that we got with you, all the times we got your face on the cameras for every time you use that credit card, bank card, whatever like that with straw name on it and all that stuff. Well, we know you better know that you should have rights reserved on those contracts. You better know how to exercise X relation. You better know what X relation is. You better know about your nationality and your birthrights. You better know who's who and what's what. Because not knowing who's who is dangerous. And people, including Moors, have been playing games with you for years. So it's time you fend for yourself. You better start fending for yourself. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. If not, we're off this. So just keep in mind to study. Show yourself approved. And fact check everybody. I don't care who they are. Oh no, there's no can't be a more. Like there's no, oh, because we're black, or we say we're black, or we want to be black, that more is canceled out somehow. No, we're Moors. So if you're receiving a check, you're still a Moor. If you are holding a birth certificate, a license, a SIN number, a MasterCard, a credit card, or whatever, you're still a Moor. Not because you have that means you're not a Moor. The issue is that people didn't know that all those things were contracts. And because they're contracts, you better know the laws that govern contracts. Because if you don't, people are going to be able to use contracts to set you up. And it's not going to be on them, it's going to be on you because you didn't read the contract. So we're talking about Moors. They've been misclassified as Negro, black, colored. Doesn't matter what we call ourselves, we can call ourselves anything. Okay, fine. That's volunteering because everyone knows that these people are Moors. If they want to call themselves something else, then that's on them to call themselves something else. That's not on the person who's saying, hey, those guys are black guys. And then they say, oh yeah, we are black guys. And then they start saying that they're black guys. It's not the guy who called them black's fault. It's their fault for not knowing that they're Moors. And then have all these organizations out here telling people that they're everything except Moors. And that everybody's a prophet except, and no one want to talk about Noble Drew Ali. And everybody has a flag but never bring up the Moroccan flag. And everybody has a holy book but never bring up the Moorish Quran. The games people are playing. Like we're saying, all this Indian whatever, Indian citizenship, all of that is a fiction. All of that Aboriginal, Indigenous and all that is a fiction. Because this is Morocco over here. Everybody knows this in the world. That Morocco is also America. Everybody knows this. So if Morocco is America, people who are born here are Moroccan. Not the kingdom across the Atlantic. And then within this Moroccan jurisdiction, there's nations there, there's tribes, there's bands, there's societies, there's associations, there's whatever there is to everybody get their little cup for their milk and honey. It's not like stuff wasn't perfect over here. It's not like there was issues. Issues came up with starting to embrace the slave brands that have nothing to do with the human family and threw everything off tilt. Everything else got thrown off. Just because of that. And now we're looking at this, you know what I mean, like unsurmountable task. Not knowing that we're looking at generations of color, on top of color, on top of color, on top of color, on top of color, for us to get back to where we're supposed to be at. Which the Moors are there, real time, in it, right now. Not looking towards something. Right now, we know that we're Moors. And that's a better start than I'm a billion, but I'm a black guy. So if you're black, you're a ward. And if you're a ward, you don't even own anything that you claim you bought. Because you gave it right back to him because you didn't have a nationality. We're colorable people. We're different colors. We're different shades. We're everything except who we are, a nation of Moors. You know, some people are going to learn the easy way. Some people are going to learn the hard way. The hard way people, that's just balance. I mean, there's balance in everything. And there's always going to be balance. So they realize that this is a sojourn. If I'm going to be brought to this earth plane, and I have my own space and my own time that I'm going to be on this earth plane, that has nothing to do with anybody else. That's a personal sojourn. What you bump into on the way down your path is how you're going to grow or fold. The more you follow the righteous things and the intuition and the clairvoyance and, yeah, I dreamt about something, let me just try to, and doing things with no fear, doing things natural like everything else. Think Ant's worried about getting stepped on? Ant's going about his business. Squirrels might be worried, you know, going across the street because you see them stop, don't know what to do, which way am I going to go, oh my God, the thing's coming and all that. They panic. But majority of the time, they're going across. They go across. That's it. It's just what they have to do because of encroachment. So once we be natural, everything will go back in order. If we're unnatural, which is classifying ourselves as things that we're not, eating things that we're not supposed to be eating, drinking things we're not supposed to be drinking, then here we are. On our sojourn. Even if there's 8,000 Moors living in one place, every Moor is laying on their own pillow at night. And nobody could stand where you stand. No one could stand where you stand. That's your designated spot. No one could take that from you. So we're free men. Born in Morocco. We have a flag. We have what it takes to be a nation. The integral things. We have what it takes to be a nation. But are we willing to give up the slave brands? Is it complete mind control where they just have our people and, you know what I mean? It's like the Matrix, you plucking one out. Somebody's got to be ready or whatever like that. Who's ready? Okay, send him the message. Let's see if he bites. See if he follows the white rabbit. One guy, of all these thousands of people out here, one guy was the one. That's what we're out here doing. Doing stuff like this. Moors who are just being themselves. Looking for that one who wants to take the pill to put the finger in the mirror, oh my gosh, it's cold, and go through the whole stuff. Because we know that man is mind. And this is really Moorish science before some nationality and cards and all that. This is Moorish metaphysic before some papers and cards. For real, if you're really talking about Moors and we're Moors and all that. So make sure you study, show yourself approved. You know. And then you get with other Moors and then you know what I mean, do your little sparring with them or whatever. You know? Then you get better. And you get sharper. And you start realizing that you can archive stuff in your brain from what you're studying. And that you can go to the folders at any time to pull out any reference. Whether it's by book cover, by page number, by how the paragraphs are lined on the page. You remember what page it is? This is a science. Before it's some cards and papers and we're Moors so we can not get taxes and whatever. This is way beyond that. That stuff is that's the mundane stuff dealing with this. This stuff get your life together. This stuff, like this, we've seen, it's not just NOI get people off crack and stuff like that. We've seen more science people get people off crack. We've seen more science make illiterate people literate. We've seen more science that people who could not read books, didn't know how to read, that they're reading now because of more science. So man's not going to be saved just by not paying tickets or going into court and getting something dismissed. Man's going to be saved when life changes for the better. And man recognizing that it's him the whole time. Yeah. Thank you the word. I like to thank Jesus and thank Moses and all that. What are you talking about? Are you thanking invisible entity for something when you were the only one there? Putting in the hours, writing songs or writing scripts or whatever. You tapping into your own higher self to be the greatest actor ever or whatever. You get a word telling about some Jesus. Thank the Lord of the... First one you're thanking is your mom. Jesus. And the second person you're thanking is your mom before some Jesus. You're not wrong with Jesus. Just remember, go in the Quran or whatever like that. You know what I mean? We love Jesus. So don't think we're talking BS against Jesus or something. We love Jesus the Christ. Matter of fact, our book says, for those who love Jesus. So we love Jesus. Don't you ever get it messed up. But we're descendants of the ancient Moabites. That's why he is. Just like he is. That's why we could talk BS. That's our brother. So we can talk BS about him because we're from the same bloodline. We're not the hypocrites claiming that they're Christians and all this, and ain't Christians not even in the Bible. Where's that at? How come that word's not even in the Bible? How How come none of these denominations' names are in the Bible? So we're just saying. We're not dissing Jesus because we love Jesus. We love the Son. Wake up every morning, seeing it shine through the window and say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Son. Everybody's good. No questions. It's perfect. That's great. Peace and love to all the Moors. Honors to all the mothers. Honors to all the little Moorish children out there who know that they're Moors. Keep studying, little Moorish children. It's real. We might not have stuff that you can see like, Walmart and all that stuff, but know that it's real. Know that it's real. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Don't forget the Holy Covenant Moors. And don't forget Caveat Emptor Moors. Peace and love to all. Islam.